the gang called Gypsy.
Gang and they come and get gypsy. Gang and they come and get gypsy. Gang. I met a gypsy. Gang. I met a gypsy.
The Maxxis tyre for me, overall, is one of the best tyres, if not the best tyre I've ever ridden on.
Yeah, been absolutely ripping in the GPs currently, and then your hard work was rewarded. I feel like you probably could have been on the podium at almost every single race this year if you stopped crashing in first turns.
Yeah, fuck. I don't know what was happening there. It was like first turn crashes and then, first lap crashes. So, all in all, like, I'm pretty happy to be back on the podium. It's been like a long time coming, like, been just trying to work my way back up there real hard. And then lately it's just been like coming together a bit better and, feeling better on the bike, and obviously, having the 2 races without crashing, it helps a lot. So,
easier to get good results when you stay on your bike, eh?
Yeah, way easier. So, I was making it hard on myself. I think, like, me and the team boss, like, were talking about it, and I think I don't know, out of all the races that we had, I think I stayed on in 6 of them, and then, finished inside, like, top 6 every one of them. So, the ones that I didn't crash, I had pretty decent results, but other than that, I've just been on my fucking face.
The thing is though, man, like I feel like the guys that are in contention for overalls, they visibly look fast. Like, all of you guys are fast. If you're on the MXGP starting line, obviously you're fast, but there's guys like, that just, they visually look like, oh yeah, he is one of the guys, and you look like one of those dudes at the moment. So it's sort of, to me, just seemed like a matter of time. Like, do you feel like you've been kind of doing that, or like on that same level?
Like, yes and no. Like, it's quite hard. Like, if someone like sees that you ride like on the screen, it's different to like how you feel. Like, sometimes when you ride, you don't feel like you're riding that good, and then you can watch some videos back and you're like, oh, it doesn't look that bad. Like, to be honest, in Latvia, I didn't feel real comfortable, and then, like, obviously with qualifying and stuff, I was still like doing fine, but I didn't feel that comfortable on that track. And watching videos back, it's kind of like, oh, okay, like, I don't look as bad as what I feel. So it's
you look
it's
pretty
not that
good
bad.
to me.
So
tough critic, eh?
Yeah. Just relax.
No,
eh?
but like, I just hate that type of track. So I wasn't that into it. And then going into Faenza, the track was like obviously more suited. But I think like with the first one, it was a little bit more pressure on, because I felt like I'm more comfortable on hard pack. I should be able to show a little bit more, but I kind of relaxed more as the week went on. But it was good week or weekend, as you'd say.
That track in Latvia looked gnarly, like a legitimate gnarly motocross track.
Yeah, well, that was crazy. Like, they have the 2-day events now with like the EMX or EMX 125, EMX 250, and they like fluctuate. So they run that on the day before our races, and in Latvia, they really didn't prep the track at all from that day to our day. They just prepped the up ramps and down ramps, flattened a few turns, but then like pretty much left it. So it was already rough from the day before. It was gnarly from the first lap we started riding it in time practice to the very end of the day.
Yeah, that was definitely a track that it was sick to watch. Like, I watched all of that. I watched
sick
all
to
those
watch,
rounds.
not fun to ride about.
No,
it is crazy, like how much like rougher.
Is your missus jousting in the background? Is she sword fight?
They're asking if you're jousting. She said, "What does that mean?"
Are you sword fighting?
They're asking if you're sword fighting.
Oh, is that what it's
No, she's just making breakfast. Sorry about that.
No, that's funny. What were you saying, Sammy?
Oh, just like how gnarly like MXGP tracks are compared to like anything else.
Oh, dude, have you been watching much of the US stuff this year?
No, I haven't been like really because we've just been like
too
smashing
busy
out the
getting
rounds that we've been doing, you know.
It's been busy
No,
doing
just
other
been
stuff.
like, we got the camper and we just like drive to the races, drive back. So it's like pretty much like just flat out all the time. By the time I get back, I'm tired as, do some training. Then yeah, I just haven't really had the time, to be honest. I should go and have a look at some of it, but I hear the racing has been like pretty sick. Every time we go to a GP, they're like, "Oh, did you see this race and see that race?" But I actually haven't looked into it this year.
Yeah, the tracks have just been insanely smooth. Obviously, Loretta's was a mud race, so you know, mud race is always been a mud
that
race.
looked shocking.
Yeah, but it's as far as
Yeah,
the
I always
actual-
obviously see stuff on like Instagram and that, like checking
Yeah.
out the results and all the racing and stuff like that. The tracks do look like pretty mad over there, but obviously, yeah, like you said, that was just a full mudder, so it makes it difficult.
Yeah, but I think this year it's becoming. I'm not sure whether it's to do with, like, I guess just the situation of the world at the moment, but
They're like, we'll give you a smooth track.
we'll
and
give you some
everything
smooth
else is
tracks.
hard.
Everything else is shit.
Yeah.
But it's been one of those things where, like, I don't remember US tracks being this smooth. And even I was talking to Townley, and like BT was just saying that. I'm blowing him out, but I feel like he'd like be cool with saying it. But he just said, like, man, it's so easy to see why the GP riders are just so much better. Like, he said that guys at Loretta's, the legs were off. He said no one of them could ride mud. It's like they'd never done a mud race before. And there were guys that were just on struggle street. And then you go to, you know, like the other tracks, like Ironman was super smooth and everything's just constantly just graded out. And then it just becomes so obvious. Like, you have those 3 rounds at Latvia where it just looked like you guys were getting fucked every single lap that you're on the track.
So hectic.
Yeah, like obviously with that, it's like it all depends on like what type of track it is too. And they like with the sand, they didn't really prep it so much. So yeah, like you said, it was already fucked at the start. So that makes it difficult. But then when we went to like Faenza, they prepped that every time after.
Yeah, right.
So like the day before, I think was like EMX 2-stroke and EMX 125, and then they'd just like fully prep the track overnight, and then to be like a fresh track, and all of us like rocked up there not expecting that. So it was pretty cool to just ride a fresh track in the morning every day, and then like by the end it was quite rough and ruddy still, but nowhere near as bad as Latvia.
Yeah, I think the best thing about the GP is, like, honestly, just because of you and Mitch, I've paid more attention to the GPs this year than ever because, you know, we got a fucking
Because you
horse in the
care.
race. Yeah, like, I actually care. But
Normally I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really been cool to watch. I mean, even that limited sort of schedule, but you know, you got Latvia and then you got with Forza, like the Italian tracks, and it's just like it's so different, like the stuff that you guys have to face. And I feel like even the American tracks, all of the American tracks, like it's a different layout, but in the way that the tracks are prepped, it's all so similar. But you know, I thought it was cool this weekend. The track looks super fast and the really long, fast ruts. And it was just such a cool contrast that I just feel like you're not seeing in other racing other than the GPs. And it speaks to, I think, why the Euros are doing so good in the Motocross Nations for the last few years as well.
Yeah, obviously, like with the tracks and the stuff like that, it's obviously difficult. Like if we go to America, it's hard for like us guys to do good because they're so used to their tracks there and like obviously the high speed and stuff like that. And then they come here and the sand and stuff like that, it's just completely different to what they're used to. So I think it's like I'm not really like on one side. I think it's completely different, like depending where you are. Yeah. And obviously they take Supercross a lot more serious than what we take it over here. I don't even think there is like a proper Supercross championship here. So we're just like mainly focused on the 18 or 20 rounds that they run for just pure motocross. And we've got to stay as sharp as we can for that, where they've got to like switch halfway through the season. So I find like that would almost be more difficult for them, just basically switching halfway through the season. They finish straight into motocross, like doing all the intense stuff for Supercross and then going straight into long motos for motocross. Like it'd be quite difficult. So like I said, I'm not really on like the one side of the Euro versus US sort of thing. I respect both ways of doing it, and yeah, I think like they're very talented still in their own type of way.
Yeah, it is so different now. I feel like there is such like a clear divide, whereas in the past, like it sort of didn't seem like it was as wide open as it is now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So that track on the weekend did look pretty sick, but it looked fucking fast and super scary.
Yeah, like it was like I've never been there, so it was obviously nice just to ride a new track, because obviously with the GPs they tend to go back to the same tracks like quite often. So yeah, I'd never been there, and it was a super cool track. It was a bit old school, you know, like deep ruts and like some hard pack stuff. Like some of the track had some really slick spots, but then others was like super ruddy. So it was nice, like bit of variation. But here they don't seem to care about the track so much. Like if something's pretty rude on the track, they just leave it. They're not like going to go and prep it or anything like that, you know. They don't care like as much about the detail. So to be honest, I think that's one cool thing about here is like even the practice tracks and stuff like that, you rock up and they're just not prepped or anything like that, unless you know like which days they're going to prep them, so you go there the day after.
That's a bit like QMP.
It is. It is.
We had that this fucking weekend. We rocked up and paid me $60 and it was shit.
So with GP, right? So do they have any like? Do they have like track prepping crew that like go to all the different GPs, or is it prepped by the club or the track at each round?
Well, like I think they have like a different situation. Depends where they go. Like if they can organize everything, I think they have like a track crew. But yeah, like when you go from Latvia to then Italy.
Yeah.
Because obviously in the US they just ship the same dudes to every round and they build the tracks, right?
But it's like the one continent,
Yeah.
like with the
Yeah,
GPs.
100%. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's quite hard because like you go everywhere, and like say in Italy they have a awesome dozer or something like that, then you go to Spain, they don't even have a dozer.
They got a donkey and 7
you know what
shovels.
I mean? Like it's a bit it's a bit hard for them, I guess. Like and then like we go to Indonesia last year and there's 5 tiny tractors with all the Indonesian guys just trying to rip up the start straight, you know. Like it's just completely different depending on where you go. So
Bring back
like,
the barley,
I think they-
buddy. Bring back the barley. Let's go. I want to go back to Indo. That's the move.
So you're obviously not going
Nah,
to
it's
Indo
like-
this year, eh?
Nah.
Nah,
She
I think
closed.
like most of the overseas are quite like impossible. Like just going around Europe, it's even hard now. It's like they've put all the countries into zones and stuff, and if it's like a red zone somewhere, it's like not possible to go there without like quarantine on the way home and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
right,
So
okay.
it's getting pretty messed up.
Have you noticed that there's like one thing of all the languages that are spoken in Europe, there is one phrase that is completely universal, and it is not possible, not possible.
Yes.
I have
Not
heard
possible.
not possible. Every single country knows not possible, man. It is so funny. No matter where you go,
Yeah.
you'll get one dude that's like, oh, no, not possible, not possible.
Yeah. No. Or then you get the people that say like you're trying to have a full conversation in English, and then they say, "Oh, I don't understand English," and you're like, "Okay, you just spoke to me in English, dickhead."
Why are you speaking to me?
They
in English?
understand exactly. Yeah, they understand exactly what you're saying, but they just don't want to talk to you either. Especially like the security guards and stuff. Like at the events, you like try and sneak past them because they obviously now they give you like a pretty shit pass. So like you can't really go as far as what you normally could with like most of the passes that we had. And now they're like quite strict on it. So you try sneak past and you explain your situation. Oh, I don't speak English. It's like, yeah, right, dickhead. Just tried to make my way past. They're just over it. So many people would be trying to get past them that they just don't care anymore.
Dude, when I went to Geneva Supercross, I was it was real strict because it's like such a tight stadium, and I was filming and like everyone was standing in the same spot. I'm like, I'm not standing in the same spot to film the same corner all night, so I ventured out and I just had all these security guards be like, not possible. I'm like, bro, it is super possible. I'm standing here.
I can definitely do. I can do this.
I can show you how possible it is if you just stand there and watch.
I've already done it.
It's so possible.
Yeah.
We're here.
Just leave me alone.
Oh, I used to just love it over there. It was so funny. It's the one thing you can count on every single person.
Not
knowing.
possible.
Not possible.
So where are you off to? Where are you off to next?
We go. So we go back to Italy in like. We have this weekend off, and then the next weekend back to Italy. It's like 170k before Faenza.
All right.
So like, they had a race.
What's
there
the
last
track?
year.
Is it
It's
Sardinia?
Mantova.
Oh, Mantova.
No, Mantova.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So they do the triple header there, and then straight to Spain the weekend after, and then straight Lommel the weekend after that.
Yeah, right. That'd be sick.
Wow.
We need to do an MXGP companion, but the problem is they're just fucking late, man.
They're on Sunday
And
night.
it's on Sunday night.
I'm
We've
done.
all had a heap.
I'm always done. The other night, like when you was it last weekend, the one that you did shit in the first moto and you did sick in the second moto?
Yeah, no, that was on the Wednesday night.
Oh
So
yeah,
it would've
well,
been
whatever
Wednesday
night
night for
that
you
was.
guys.
It was funny. I was like super tired and I was like waiting up to watch you, and then you crashed and I'm like, I'm over it. And just went to sleep.
Yeah, I actually don't even blame you. Like, that's probably the sixth time in a row that I crashed first moto, and then you should be like, yeah, fuck
do that
this,
as well.
pack it up. Just
I did that the same with Jack the other night.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to stay awake. I'm like, oh, I've got to watch him finish this race, and he bins it, and I'm like, sleep.
Sorry, bro. You're
fuck
done.
this.
Sorry,
yeah.
man. You crash, I sleep.
Yeah.
So funny.
I could imagine it'd be difficult to like. That's why, to be honest, I love the support from back home and everyone staying up watching because,
Sick. It's so
it's
good.
it's quite difficult to stay up all night and watch, and I hear that people set their alarms to watch a second moto and shit. So
Yeah, it's so good.
that's pretty cool. I like hearing that. And, yeah, I can.
Yeah, I mean, like Jace was
I
saying,
definitely wouldn't be doing it.
it's so funny, but like Jay said, it's so cool for us to have, a horse in the race.
Oh,
I guess.
yeah.
Otherwise, I just wouldn't even bother.
Yeah. Oh, it's been
something to follow.
sick. Oh yeah, man. It's been awesome. Watching. I mean, for me, it's with Mitch. Mitch is fucking almost family. Grew up with the kid since he was
Yeah, well, you would know.
practically born.
Well, you
yeah.
would know Mitch for as long
Yeah.
as I know Jeff.
I was gonna say and it's the same
Yeah.
thing with
Yeah, for
with you
sure.
guys.
Funny, eh? I was just thinking about that before. I met you when you're in a pram, and now you're 4
Yeah.
foot taller than me.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
rides a dirt bike way better.
You reckon?
Yeah, a bit. I don't know, Sammy. Did we just tell Sammy something he didn't know?
Yeah, I think we might. Yeah, it's nuts though, eh? So crazy. And you'd be
Yeah,
exactly the same
I
with
just
Mitch.
remember growing up. Yeah, it's crazy just growing up in Tassie, and then even when you started Fist, and it's probably my first sponsor,
Yeah.
just being that pumped on getting a free set of gloves and just rocking it every day, even if they were worn out, just loving it because those first free set of gloves I ever had, it's
So
pretty
rad.
crazy to think back about that stuff.
We got a photo, a big. I sent you a photo, but I don't know whether I pointed out to you. But on our front wall, one of those pictures is actually Jed on an 80.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll have
you'll
to show you
point
when
that
you're in.
actually.
Yeah. So sick.
It's crazy that you guys even could connect because Tassie, there's just so many people.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
how
Oh,
did
yeah.
how did you guys manage to meet up?
Yeah. I just have no idea how that happened. Only 10 guys at a state round or something, so we're bound to meet each other.
Yeah, bound to run into each other eventually.
That Forza track that you raced had some penguin vibes to it, didn't it?
Yeah, at some places it quite like it did. It reminded me a little bit of it. Like it's some parts of it was so tacky. Like when they watered it and like got the moisture down pat, it was like it was like penguin where you could see the knobbies like in the dirt.
Yeah.
And then there was just other parts that were just like concrete. So in a way, it didn't really remind me of it either.
So you had like, it was great.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense that he got on the podium because it's like every Aussie track. You got like, you got some real good stuff and you got some real shit stuff. So you just had like a whole season of Aussie racing in the one track.
So like half of the lap would be fun and the second half would be crap.
100%. Killed it.
Yeah. Or you get to the part where you're like, oh, fuck this section again. Try not to tuck the front end. Just like, I remember it's just like in that second moto when I knew like I was in like a podium position, I'm just thinking like the whole last 10 minutes, like, don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up. And then I come into like 4 laps to go, knowing that I'm like in a good position. I click like a false neutral in like one of the uphill turns. I fall over in the rut. And then, like, I'm just like, I threw it away. Like, this, I thought the kid was going to pass me. And then I click it into first, and I'm just clutch popping it up this hill, just full wheeling. I was like, fuck, how long have I been riding? Like, clutch out.
I'm supposed to be good at this.
So nervous, Yeah, so nervous, just like, oh, fuck. And then you hear him, like, right behind me again. I think I had, like, a 4-second or 5-second gap, and then he's just, like, fair up my ass again. It's like, oh, surely not on the last 3 laps. Just making me way more nervous than what I should be.
Yeah, but at least it wasn't in the first turn. I feel like, we're just progressing.
Yeah,
we're
at
just
least
gradually progressing.
Eventually, 0 crashes.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So
that
when
was like...
When was the last time you were on the podium before the weekend?
I think that was like no, it was like I think 2018 that was. It was with the Cowie team in Portugal. So like it was ages ago, and that's like half the reason why I was shitting myself too. Like I knew I was in such a good position to do it, and then like building up and like wanting to get on the podium again so bad, and then just being in the position, I was like shitting my pants. But I think once I crossed the line, it was just, a huge relief. I could, like, breathe again, It was, like, the last 4 laps, I was just that tense. It was crazy.
I reckon we're on a roll now, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
it's
once you do it...
Oh, let's hope so, yeah. Let's hope so.
Do you feel like that's a real thing?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's such, like
momentum,
I don't even know how to explain it, really. Like, it's so... You want it so bad that it's like almost doesn't want to happen, and then like finally it happens because you're just relaxed and you're not expecting it to happen, like and then just finally getting it, and then a huge sigh of relief, like, and then knowing that you can do it again. For sure, it's a huge confidence booster. So like if I can sort my starts out and then like start with them front guys, I believe that like I can be there most weekends. It's just sorting out that rubbish starts and like the first lap crashes. But obviously with the starts, like if I'm in the top positions at the start, it's like a way less chance of being in all that first lap carnage. So
you're probably good enough not to just endo by yourself.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Sometimes like it's not even your fault when you crash on like the first lap of a moto, because there's just shit happening everywhere, like people getting cleaned out, like going from one side of the track to the other. Like in one of the motos there's just 2 guys just fully jumped on top of each other off the second jump, and like the bike hit me and I went off the track. But like it could have been way worse than what it actually was. But it's just crazy. The first couple of laps there, like there's just people going everywhere, Like, so at a certain point, you've got to be like as aggressive as you can be, but careful at the same time, because you don't want to get caught up in the shit. But 80% of the time, I did get caught up in the shit.
That's what was crazy.
Hopefully we've cleared that out now and it's going to stop.
Well,
exactly.
You remember watching like James, man, back in the day, and it was like he could be in 58th out of 40.
Yeah.
and like he'd be in third on the first lap. Like he just had some dudes have a way of getting through that shit, and then like, but there's like one or two of those people. It's so hard to get through on that first lap.
Yeah, like it depends really too, because like there's a point where you can come to like 10 riders, they're all in a pack on the first lap, and you can actually make like 6 passes in one turn or something like that. And then you get to the front of the pack a little bit more, and they're all spaced out in their own kind of like they've got their gap and they've settled into the rhythm. So once you get to those guys, it's like it's 20 times harder to pass. But like that's why you got to be aggressive on the first lap to just like kind of make it happen and get into a good position where you can like fight the top guys before they get into their rhythm and the gaps happen, you know. So I felt like on that Sunday that's kind of what I did. Even if I got a shit start, I like tried to push through to the front on the first lap before everyone like settled in. And like, to be honest, that made a huge difference. So if I was to be able to start there and like try and manage it the whole time, then it would be better. Because like I said before, to me now with you, like you visibly look as good as those dudes that are, you know, kind of on the podium consistently leading the championship, like Kurtz and stuff like that. Like you visibly look as good as them to me, but there's a difference between like knowing something or thinking you know something and just believing it. Like if you ask Caroli just deadpan straight to his face, like, hey man, you think you can win this weekend? He'll be like, yeah. And it's just, there's not even like a second of hesitation.
No, there's no doubt.
No, like zero doubts. And it's like, are you just kind of working your way to that point? Because like, to me, I look at you, I'm like, well, yeah, 100% Jed's fast enough. Like he could go 1-1 at any one of these things. But there's a difference between like knowing that and then you being the dude that like believes that can happen.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's a huge thing with like the sport, obviously, is like just knowing that you can do it. I think it's mostly with like, any sport, you know, like it's the same as Formula One or MotoGP. You can see like how consistent Jack is this year compared to previous years, even like just because he knows that he can do it, you know.
100%.
He knows that he belongs there, so he just does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like now he's good in qualifying all the time, and he's good in the starts, and it's just like a rhythm of things that kind of happen. So I think, like I said, it's with any sport, and just believing a little bit that you can be there is a huge difference between being like, like fifth is the best that I can possibly get, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's I don't know, that's a hard one to explain, but for sure, like it's a big thing, just like knowing that you can do it. And that's why I think it was kind of huge relief just knowing that I can do it again. Yeah. Like being so long in between the last one, obviously last year was a shit year for me with injuries and stuff like that. And the year before that too, like I was, a bit unlucky, but at the same time, like now going back on the podium and knowing that I can do it again, I think it gives a little bit of fresh motivation as well. Like, I'm not saying that I went unmotivated at all. It probably made me more motivated last year, like being hurt, to like try and come back this year and show that I'm still capable of it. But at the same time, like it gives you a different kind of motivation where you're like, oh, okay, like I just want to keep getting that now.
Yeah. And like, do you have processes that are in your mind, like, oh, this is a roadmap for me to get to this place where I just know I can do it every weekend? Is there like just little things that maybe aren't necessarily even at the racetrack or practicing, you know? Like, is there just certain stuff that you kind of are working towards, like in your head or just in your own, you know, everyday life that tries to like bring about that shit?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, obviously now, like having my girlfriend and stuff here, it just makes everything like a whole lot easier for me too. Like I don't have to think about doing a whole lot of other stuff that I normally would just living by myself, you know, and it just makes like things like that a bit easier. It makes training easier, a bit more motivation to like go and train, knowing that you don't have to come home and like set up what you're going to cook or like just help out with things like that, you know. That makes a huge difference also. And then like before I was saying, you get the motivation from knowing that you're doing the work, So in that aspect, it helps as well that like I don't have to worry about the little
'Cause you can
things.
do
I can just
extra
do my
shit,
job
yeah.
properly. Yeah, I can do my job properly, and then also like a lot of it is in your head too, you know, because if you don't believe that you can do it at the same time, it will probably never happen as well. So
Yeah.
you've also got to believe a little bit what's happening or what's going on, and just believe in what you do. There's so many people do so much different like shit, you know. So as long as you believe in what you're doing, I think that's like the
Yeah.
most important thing. Like to not even care about what everyone else is doing and just believe everything you're doing is right. Then I think you're in your own right headspace at that point.
Yeah, and I think too, like, there's definitely a part, like, I know from myself living in America that there were definitely times, especially towards the end, where I just didn't even care if shit was fucked up, because I was like, I kind of half didn't even want to be there anymore. So you almost like have this thing where you're like, oh, this fucked up, so maybe I'll just start going home, but you kind of let it fuck up because you half wanted to go home. So I think that that's a big thing that riders go through as well, that maybe they're not even aware of at the time. And it wasn't until I did the podcast with Chad that I really I was like, fuck, I was doing that the whole time. Like, I just sort of had one foot in, one foot out. I wasn't all the way, you know, there. And I think if I look back at it now, it's probably because I didn't have that like real genuine like belief in myself the whole time. And then I think if you don't have that, and then you like kind of half like, well, I could always go home. I think so much of it for riders when you're international, it is just all about like a commitment. And to speak on Mitch, like, that motherfucker's just a dog. Like, he has been his whole life. Like, in terms of just like competitive grit, like, he's just a motherfucker. And it's like, as soon as I heard that he was going to Europe, I'm like, this makes sense. Like, he'll do well purely based on you misses his sword fighting again.
Yeah.
Nah, she's all right.
Yeah, easy on bashing the spoon around. I can hear it.
No, it's just your microphone makes it worse. But you know what I mean? Like, he's one of those guys where I just knew his personality, that like, he's the kind of guy that's going to get like the fucking bone between his teeth, and then that's it. Like, there's going to be no second guessing what he's there for, no 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It's like, he's just there. And I think that that's such a, you know, I look at maybe like Bailey and Crawford, like, they're not doing as good. I think they're doing great, but they're not getting on the box and stuff like that. So then all of a sudden those thoughts start entering your mind, like, fuck, what if I was at home? Like, what if I could get on this team somewhere else? I could do that. So I think a huge part of it when you're in that position is just like fully committing to like what you're there to do, and trying to push as much of that doubt out of your head as you can, you know?
Oh yeah, like, I can fully relate to that. Like, I think like everything you've just said, like, I've been through while I've been here, you know. It's crazy. Like, the first year I come here, I easily could have packed up and went home, because it was way more of a shit show than what I ever expected. But like you said, you've got to commit to it fully, and then like now, like, I get rewarded with like a good team and a good bike just for sticking it out, you know. Like, I could have went home and been like, oh fuck it, I can just race at home and be comfortable, get half decent money or whatever, you know. But I stuck it out, and like, yeah, that year I was like promised an apartment by myself, a car, like all these things. I got there, I had an apartment at someone else's place. Like, apparently it was an apartment, but it was just like a bedroom. And then, he smoked like a chimney. So I just said, like, I'm not going to live here. I'll end up fucking getting lung cancer or something like that. And then, so the team boss like moved me out, and I lived at his joint, but he got me a mattress. I lived on the next to his dinner table for like 2 months, just on a mattress. And then like, obviously that team was just nothing like it was set out to be. So like, I didn't end up getting a car, had no apartment. I was sleeping on the floor for ages, and then he like built a room in his garage for me. And lucky it was like summer at that point, because it would have been fucking frozen in winter. Just all them things that like kind of happen. And then I I finally like stuck it out, and then finally got a chance at HRC at the end of the year. And that obviously helped out quite a lot because it pissed down rain at the very last round, and I ended up scoring a podium. So then the year after, I went to
And you're like,
FMH at the
you're
Cowie
like,
team.
I'm from Tassie, and I've
Let it
ridden
rain.
in Peng. I've ridden
Yeah,
at
let
Penguin a
it
lot in the rain, so
Wait,
Yeah.
Jed's on the start line doing some weird Tassie dance. He's like, pissed out, boy!
Yeah. No, but like it's all like a step by step thing, I guess. Like you can also come here and expect to be on like a factory team straight away, but in the end, like it's quite difficult. There's so many good riders and stuff here, so you have to build your way up eventually and stuff like that. But yeah, I went from that team to obviously the Cowie team, and that was like 100 times better. I like lived in their house with them. Like they looked after me pretty much like I was their own kid. And then anything that I wanted or needed, they would help out do. And then obviously they found out that I was going to ride for Husky the year after, and then shit went a bit south then, and pretty crazy. But
That
in the end
sucks,
of the day,
when like
it was-
something goes down like that, and it's like, because I mean, you know, you can kind of see it from both sides, but at the end of the day, it's like the rider, like you just sort of, you're a business and they're a business.
as if you're not going to take
Yeah,
that
for
opportunity.
Yeah, and it's just like two businesses
Yeah.
that have to figure out a way to work together, and if it's not going to work for one person, it's just, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah, 100%. But at the same time, like I don't know, I always say to everyone, I get both sides of the story. Like I'm not really, like I don't hold a grudge against them. I always speak to them. I like them like the same as before. Just purely because I see both sides of the story, because like obviously I'm a kid living in their house. They were doing anything that I asked, and like anything that they could possibly do. Like they were going to change their house and put like a bed in there. So I had all my own room, everything. So like the thing is they kind of took me in like family. So like I got like close to them, if you know what I mean, as like a family. And I think a little bit too close, because like when something like that happens, then it cuts them deep, as in like, oh, we're losing like someone that we really care about. Where it's like they could have another rider that lives like completely separate on their own, does all their own things, and be like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like, doesn't really matter so much. But with someone like being, really close, I think for sure it cuts way more deeper than what it normally would. So like in the end, it's half my fault I'm just like that type of person though, you know, like I don't know, enjoy having a good time and laugh. So it's kind of good to be around like that type of atmosphere, and like they love it too. So, in the end of the day, like I said, I'm still friends with all of them and I still speak to them all the time. So it's, nothing against them or anything like that. So I'm just happy now where I am and how everything's going. Like I get along with everyone. I go through the GP paddock and I don't walk past and say like, oh, I hate anyone. I just always say g'day to everyone no matter what. So I enjoy that, you know. It's quite motocross is like a very different thing. Like there's so many like things where people hate each other and stuff like that, but in the end of the day, I enjoy going to the races and saying hey to everyone, and just even meeting new people all the time. It's quite cool. You think like some of the top guys, you're like, oh yeah, okay, like I don't know how they'll react even if you say hello to them. You get sometimes they'll have like a full-on conversation standing there for like 10-15 minutes, and you're like, oh, that guy's completely different to what I thought. Like you see him walking around the paddock and you're like, oh, if I say g'day to him, he probably won't even say anything back. But yeah, you just don't know the situation though. It's like pretty crazy. Everyone has like their own like nationality in there, and like, some people are weird in different kind of ways, where us Aussies are just like easygoing, like open. Yeah. Just, I'd say like we're all quite easy to get along with, but some of the guys you just don't really know how to read that much. Like they can walk around, never smile once. So you think like, oh, he's a pretty tough guy. Like he's not going to say much or give me much. And then like you talk to him for 10 minutes, you're like, holy shit, like that is completely different to what I thought I was going to be in for.
So do you see the rest of the Aussie boys much? Like, just at the races, or do you see like any of those guys living close to you at all?
No, like we don't really like live close. Mitch is in Italy, I live in Belgium, and the other boys are in France. So we only see each other at the races. And
Yeah.
I was saying, like, just the other day, it's pretty crazy though. Like, normally when you see another Aussie, you're like pumped up to see, go and catch up, because here you speak half broken English and shit like that. So like when you see an Aussie, you're just like, oh, finally I can just talk normal shit without like having to worry about what I'm saying or worry about not getting understood. But like I hardly like speak to them guys, like you on the race day, you're pretty focused and stuff, but like I'd say I'd speak to Bailey the most out of anyone just because he's like a young kid. He comes up flat out and you can have like a normal chat. But I don't know, the other guys, I like Mitch heaps, but I rarely see him around the paddock. And like at the start, I was kind of like, I would go and look for him. And even Wilbur, like I lived with that guy for like nearly 2 years. And then when he was here at the start of the year, like I had... Sorry, I just got a phone call.
Oh, I thought I fucked up. No,
No, I thought he got a flag.
Nah, sorry about
that's
that.
all right. He fucked it up, not me. So can we just be...
Sorry about that. And it'll probably come through again, so
Nah, it's all good.
I'll decline it again.
So
No, but like I said, I like with Wilbur, like I lived with him for
'cause
2 years.
Yeah, because he was living with you in Victoria.
He's like in
right?
his own shell, man. Yeah, like he was living, training with Ross and I and doing everything. But then like come here, I thought I'd see him flat out, but it's like, it's like they don't know where the truck is or what's going on. Like I see him literally 2 minutes before we ride out on the track and be like, hey man, what's up? Oh, nothing. Oh yeah, sounds good. Like catch you later then, like fucking ride off. And then you come in, you're like, you don't think about it. You don't think about it until afterwards, but you're like, man, like how
fucking
is
weird.
that possible? Like you're like 4 guys over here and you don't even fucking like speak to each other. I just think like now when I see him, I just like, I always smile and say g'day because would never like not say anything because like, I think there's no point not talking to each other, man. We're the 4 or 5 Aussie dudes over here at the moment. And it's just stupid if we don't even like speak to each other that much. So like I try and like say g'day to everyone, but at the same time, like
you can only do
when
what
you're
you
going
can
to
do.
walk past and say g'day, and then someone like just puts their head down and doesn't want to say anything, it's like, all right, like what else do you want me to do now? It's like, I don't know, I'm here for a good time and I'll make friends with all the guys over here. It doesn't really bother me. So at the end of the day, like I will just be like how they treat me really.
Wilbur, pull your fucking head in, mate. Mitch, pull your fucking head in, mate. Bailey, you're doing all right. Crawford, I don't know about you, but pull your fucking head in regardless.
No, it's not like that. Like, obviously, it's so hard just being like on a race day and shit like that too.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's got their own different way of
I guess
approaching it. And
I guess being in another country
sometimes
as well, you're on a different you're on such a different program, and it's
Nah, look, there's no excuse. Fucking say
Okay,
g'day.
whatever.
Like, I know what you're saying. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard to say g'day, is it? It's not hard. Yeah.
I'm with you. I still
I
talk
agree.
to Sam, and I want to fucking kill the cunt every time I'm on the track with him.
That's true. Actually, we nearly killed each other on the weekend. He didn't even know he did. He just come across, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, I was like, fuck. I was like, Sam won't be in a moto here. Surely I could just go slow, and then I just hear this big fucking.
Nearly landed on the back of him. I'm like, "You're fucking right, mate." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "I nearly killed you."
And then you should see him in the next turn was like this downhill off camber, and he's pucking the whole time. I could see him just like tensing, like I was about to hit him, and I was like, I'm fucking tired.
I always expect the worst out of you. That's why. This guy's gonna punt me for sure.
Good times.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you're always fucking pretty curious about that, aren't you?
Yeah. Whether you're about
Riding
to
with
get
good
hit.
mates, you know it's got to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good slash shit, mates.
Yeah, good slash shit, mates.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
I always know I'm going to get that from Todd. Whenever
Yeah.
Todd comes around, Todd will be like, we'll be out riding and he'll be laughing at me for the 17th time. And I just hear, like, it's so unnecessary that he hits me, but he does anyway. like, bro, are you serious?
You could go around.
You could just go around
outside
me,
of
but
any
like,
turn.
whatever.
And then with Matty, you're
That's-
gonna get the horn from
Yeah,
his
with
EXC.
Matty, I get the horn and I get the free rev from Matty. me.
Fuck, that's good. No, but that's the whole, like, that's obviously where people forget too. Like, you do it for the fun of it as well.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, like, for Toddy, I think that'd be sick to just go away with the boys and have a bit of fun. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you do so many fucking motos through the year that you sometimes forget
why
it's
you
like
do
your job and why
Yeah.
you do it, you know?
It's like when we ride with Toby
Like-
as well. Like, Toby will come around and he'll literally just ride around on my back wheel for 3 laps. And I'm like, man, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, that's the thing though. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
fun.
at the same time, it's like it's a peace of mind. Like you go out with the boys and you're having a bit of fun. Like, for how serious like Toby would have to be at times and stuff
Yeah.
like that, I think like he would lap it up while he could, because he doesn't get to do that so often. So
No.
Yeah.
like, that's the thing now. I find that when I go home, that it's like so cool to just go riding with my mates and have good time, because like here you come and it's just like,
it's
yeah,
business.
it's full on just like race mode, you know, like
So who do you-
everyone's going to the track. You're on lap times like every single time you go out on the track.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, pretty full on.
So who do you ride with normally, like, during the week over there? Like, just your teammates? Or do you have, like, a bit of a crew that you normally ride with?
No,
Who's
like
the
it's
boys?
just,
Yeah, who are the midweek boys?
Yeah, who's Jed's Du Bois?
well, there's not really like the boys. It's like you go to a Lommel and like, yeah, obviously everyone has their own like type
And
of
it's like a
trainer
Jeep-
or
it's
something.
like a
yeah,
GP.
that
it's
does-
all Du Bois.
yeah, it's just, yeah, a full GP nearly. Like, so depends like where you ride, but most of the time, yeah, it's pretty packed, and like everyone just has their own program they follow by their trainer, but like you're nearly on the track always with other GP riders, and it's, yeah, you can be riding around. Obviously, like, that's what I say to like people. That's why the level's so different here as well compared to back home, because like you go to Lommel, there's like, yeah, all GP guys, and then you have some kid on a 125 or 85 even sometimes, like just ripping around Lommel, and they don't even care, you know. Like, you go home and you go to like everywhere, they have like an 85 session, a 125 session, 250 session, everything like that. But here they just don't care so much. Like, it's pretty crazy to see like that type of thing. And it's just
the
like,
whole like facility
say-
thing doesn't exist there, right? Like,
Yeah,
there's no Alden Baker
Yeah,
facility.
But I guess
No,
like the
no.
kid on his 80, he's out there riding with Jed. So then
Well, it's
Jed-
Everton's
so-
kid.
Yeah, so then Jed's speed is normal to him.
Yeah.
So he's just like, oh yeah, well that's just what we do.
100%.
yeah, like, and I think, to be honest, you can learn so much just by doing that. Like, even such a young kid, like the 125 class is like even crazy here. Like, them kids are ripping, you know, like compared to you go home and you see like 1 or 2 guys, you're like, oh yeah, they can ride pretty good. But like the top 10 guys, they're going at it for like 25 minutes plus 2 laps, and they're like 13 to 15 years old. You're like, yeah, like that's crazy. Compared to home, you go there and they do like a 4-lap race or 10-minute race
Yeah.
or something, you know. It's, the level is just so different. And I think like that's why many of the Aussies only get an opportunity once they've like kind of established themselves a little bit back home, because it's so different.
You've got to be a standout
like-
rider in Australia.
Yeah, a little bit, or like just come and get an opportunity and just make the most of it to try and get something else, you know. It's like, that's why I try and encourage the kids like Duffy and that. I would like to see them come over now, like while they're still young. Even it'd be cool to like try and get something in the works of like having kids come over that are young enough, like on a 125 and just doing a couple races, like just to see like what happens, or even like practice here for like 2 months, because they can practice with everyone or anything.
Yeah.
You just pay you 15 euro, you can ride all day as long as you want, whatever you want. Like, it's just completely different. So it'd be even cool to just set something up like that where they can just see what it's really like. And at that age, you like, I think you can decide like, oh, this is what I want to do for a job. Like, I actually love it and I want to commit to it. Where like there's people, we come when we're 18 years old and we're already behind the 8 ball a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I think the younger that you can come and like see it all, I think the better it is, because then you really know what you're in for is like when you're 18, you're like, holy shit, this is so
scary.
much higher level than what I thought. And then you're like, it probably takes 1 or 2 years to build something that you're like half competitive.
Yeah.
And then by the time you're half competitive, there's an age limit on MX2, and then you're behind the 8 ball again, you know, like, so
Yeah.
it's, yeah, like in a way it's quite difficult, but at the same time, like it's, yeah, it'd be nice to set something like that just to get people's feet wet a little bit, you know?
Well, I always use the analogy, like I've said it a bunch of times on the podcast before, that like Australia has some of the best surfers in the world. Like I think we've probably still got the most world champions of like all the countries. I think Australia probably owns the most world championships. Why? Because there ain't fucking flaggers or clerk of the waves at Snapper Rocks going, nah, sorry
Yeah.
boys, can't paddle out, it's fucking 3 foot. If your board's 5 foot whatever, you can only surf 6'2" or 3'2" and it's 3'4". It's like, nah, you can fucking go when it pumps and you can be in the lineup with all the surf.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no
you could be down there surfing with Mick Fanning and John Parkinson.
100%.
Yeah.
And then here,
Yeah.
you can't fucking jump any jump, essentially. Like, there's no jumps in Australia. And then, if they've got them, they got to fucking bulldoze them, or the 125s can't do them. And then, like you said, the 60s can't go on
Yeah,
with
yeah.
80s. And then you go to Coolum, and then you've got a practice day where you get 2 sessions because there's fucking 40 classes that have to, go through. So it's
Run
like...
for 10 minutes each.
Yeah, and it's just like this constant.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look in motocross, there's these regulations that handicap development. Like, I've ridden fucking Parla and been passed by a 65.
Yeah.
Like, they're allowed to
But
do
that's
that
what I
shit.
mean. Yeah, like that's what was crazy. Even when like Jetson and Hunter and that were here, like Jet would ride around. I remember the first year I was here, I think he was on like a KX 85, and he was ripping around Lommel when there's like, Hurlings, Hunter, everyone was riding. Like, he's just ripping an 85 around there with everyone. And like, to be honest, he was going fast as, like, he'd pass kids on 125s, like do everything. And you just see like, far out, you come in, you're like, that would never happen at home. Like, that's just crazy. You almost stand there and laugh at it at the start. But then, like, you hear, like, 2 years later and you're like, fuck, why don't they do something like that at home? Like,
Yeah.
you're just constantly thinking about it, and you're like, well, like, that's obviously, like, there's different skill levels and stuff like that. But I think, like, the guys here, they know how serious they take it. And, like, if their
Yeah.
kid's good, they'll let them go out on the track,
Yeah.
And wouldn't be, like, obviously there's the guys that pay their €15 and they've, like, done, no more
No
than
riding,
like 2 years of riding in their life, and it's like sketchy when they're out there. But at the same time, like, it's so good, but it's so bad in a different way. Like, but yeah, I think it's just got to happen a little bit like that, just for the maturity of the kid,
Yeah, and there's good and bad of it, right? Like, you could sort of argue both points, but at the end of the day, when it all boils down, you go, oh, this is what makes people fast.
Yeah, totally.
So if, like, the goal of being pro is to go fast, then, sorry, this is what you have to do. You can argue that, there's 2 and a 4, but, like, MX Farm is a perfect example.
Yeah.
They got 80s on the MX Farm track. Like, fucking Joshy, Mark's
He
kid,
rips.
fucking rips, and it's like, that kid's going to be really good because he's doing exactly what you've said. Like, there's a fucking 130-foot, triple uphill, and then he's just hucking it every single lap with all the big boys. And until we started talking about this, I kind of forgot that there was 80s on the track. Like, it hasn't caused me any problems
No,
at
of course
MX
not.
Farm. Like,
No, same.
I thought, I was like, where do we even
That's
do that?
because he's better than we are.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just crazy to see,
Yeah,
that
totally.
that is happening here, and
It's a
I
thing.
didn't even know until Jed
Before.
said. Then I was like, "Fuck, there's 80s there."
Did cotton to
Yeah,
that. So what is the age limit? Is it on MX2? Is it 21 or
23.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, 23.
no, 23 now. Yeah, it's 23. Or if you win two championships in a row,
How old are you now?
back to back, you have to step up. I'm 22.
Yeah, so this you got next year.
Next year, is my last year.
Yeah, right. And then have you got, like, I guess it's kind of hard. You don't really have, like, plans or whatever at this point, but obviously the plan is to stay over there and fucking
His plan is to
ripping.
win next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the plan is, obviously, like, I love it here, you know, like, I've got a proper life here now and stuff like that. So my plan is to stay here for as long as I can. Like, I really like the GPs. I've never been so much of, like, a supercross guy, so I don't really have, like, ambitions to go to America or anything like that. So, I think, get some decent results and then hopefully stay on a good 450 team and then, try and finish out my career here. It'd be really cool.
So what do you think about that age limit deal? Like, do you think that 23 is too young? I personally
in a
do.
way, like, it's... Yeah, in a way, it's like a good thing, but also a bad thing. Like, it depends, like, who you are. Like, imagine if Jeffrey could stay until he was, like, 26 or 27, you know? Like, it's just crazy
I honestly
in
think,
that
like,
type of way.
I think 24 is, like, probably just that 1 year because you've got, like, like an injury. Like, everyone is going to get injured in their lights career. So if you're making it, like, I think 23 is
like
fine if it's ideal.
But that's like saying you get injured at 20, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you could get injured at any age, but I feel like you just give that little bit of extra room for the injuries that do inevitably happen.
Yeah, totally.
Because, like, look at Jeffrey. Like, how many world titles has Jeffrey actually won?
Oh, I think it's like 5 or something like that, 5 or 6. I'm not quite sure, but like when you look at it, he could have won a lot more.
Yeah, 100%.
And like he could be up there close to like Stefan and Tony, but like in the end, it's
Injuries.
it's been injuries, but at the same time too, he's like, he's quite a crazy guy, you know, like he's changed like quite a bit now of being able to like handle getting second and third or whatever and like settle down a bit. But at the point where he's in his 250 career, he wanted to win or just blow everyone's doors off by like a minute or 30 seconds, you know, like he never settled for anything less than that. So like in the end, you can still win a race by half a second and still get the same amount of points if you win by 1 minute. And like he didn't really care about that. Like I think he wanted to make a bit of a statement.
Yeah.
And now that he's stepped up to the 450s, he's like realized that the bike's like a lot different and it's a lot more competitive. So like you've kind of got to be smart at the same time as being really fast. So like for him, I think he's learned a lot from that. And just, I think.
Wait, were you there on the weekend where he
just
crashed out? Did you see him crash?
Yeah.
He crashed out this week. No, I don't know. I was actually wanting to ask you do you know of what happened with that? I got hit up by a few people, but it sucks that he's out again with another injury.
Yeah, like I think it was like on the 2nd or 3rd lap of like just a warm up. So like we have the 20-minute warm up and then 25 minutes qualifying straight after.
Oh yeah.
But then like I think it was just on like a small like a roll lap. He was rolling like they had 2 big rollers off the start and then like got cross-rutted and went down. But yeah, it was just like an awkward crash apparently. Like I haven't really I seen the video, but it wasn't like very clear, so you can't really know like what kind of happened to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like a lot of people said it was just like a little bit unlucky, just the way he landed and like kind of like rolled out of it. Obviously, it was just like the water was just laying on the track still, like they'd watered it quite heavy that morning. So I think it would be just one of them things where he just wasn't expecting it at all.
Yeah.
And just like, he was on the ground before he knew it, you know what I mean? Like, obviously when you crash, you don't expect to crash or like anything like that. So
but there's some stuff that makes sense that you like if you're doing something like scrubbing something and you drag your front brake up the up ramp and you crash, you're like, I didn't expect to crash, but I get it.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I think at the same time too, like he was, like, and it's just a freak thing, you know. He was like on a slow lap, so it's just like a freak thing that happened, and that's like so shit for him too, knowing like I think he had like 60 or 50 something point lead, so like
it's crazy.
He was quite like comfortable, you know, and it's just like in the first couple of laps of the warm up, and it's like not even full race pace or anything, so like it's just crazy how that's happened, and like I think for him it'd be more like just not really wanting to accept that it happened. You'd be like, man, is that for real or like why?
So I don't know.
you
I don't even know what actually happened to him.
Well, I don't know what happened to him yet. They
broken something? Or?
have they released what's even happened to him yet?
I actually don't know. Like I fully also I don't know what the details are. I think he did fracture like some part of his vertebrae,
Oh shit!
but I'm
Yeah.
not like sure which ones or anything. Like it was it was like quite serious. So at the same time, like I don't know how much they release or anything like that. I just seen that he's going to miss like the next 3 GPs in a row, or like the mentable ones.
He's out then.
Yeah, like he's fully out of the
Yeah.
championship. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. I thought he just crashed. I didn't know that it was on a
Like that.
Yeah, one of those deals, because that's the sort of shit what you just can't control, man.
No.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, and for him, he had a comfortable lead too, so it's not like he wanted or had to do anything crazy at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I think he was just trying to manage what he had, and then like for something like that to happen, like I said, it's just shit. Like, and it's like just a freak thing that happened, I think.
Yeah, well, I just had a crash like 3 months ago, and it was the same. Not the same deal as Jeffrey Hurling.
Do you,
But like,
do you reckon potentially you might be going a little slower than Jeffrey?
probably not. No, probably not. Probably not. No, but
You and Jeffrey, same bike.
hey, bro.
I know.
Bro, pound it, bro. I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I know exactly how that feels.
No, but like I was just coming around and I was doing fast laps, and then I was like, I'm just gonna cruise this lap. I'll get some arms back, and then I'll go again. And I just seat bounced
Yeah.
double. It kicked out a little bit sideways, and I just thought this is fine. And then it just
Bam, fence.
and it just wasn't
Straight into a
fine.
fence.
Yeah, it just wasn't fine. I was like, how the fuck did we get here?
How did this happen?
Yeah. But it's almost like that though. Like you do the stupidest shit when you're not paying like the most attention.
Yeah.
Like obviously when you're going fast, you're so focused and like so worried about like what's going on kind of thing to stay in control. Is like when you're just rolling around, it's always like you roll around looking somewhere else, hit a fucking rut that you're not expecting, throw yourself down or something like that. It's just
or a sprinkler.
it always
How many
kind of
times have
seems
you
to happen.
crashed on
Yeah,
a sprinkler?
anything. Or that, yeah,
I saw
one of them
Toby
fucking
take a good one,
hoses,
actually.
yeah, on the side of the hat.
What's that, dude?
Some like wet hose on the side of the track or something like that.
Literally,
you're just
man,
not
like
even
we-
expecting it. You just fucking tuck the front over it.
Dude, we went to MX Farm like a few weeks ago, and we were like, there's this part where you come down this hill and you can kind of cut the track so that you can go back around and hit the triple again.
Typical Sam shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
typical Sam shit. And then, I was like just behind Toby, and Toby came down the hill and tucked the front on a piece of PVC pipe and cartwheeled down the hill.
Oh, dude, that's so fucked. Just shit like that. And to be honest, that's just
what gets
hurts
ya.
more. Eh? You get up and you're like, ouch, that really fucking hurt. That did. And, it shouldn't-
And everyone
I shouldn't
probably
have even
saw that.
crashed over that, but that just fucking hurts.
Yeah, me and Todd one night, we were at Jatz's. Jats had like a supercross track under lights as a kid, and
Yeah.
we used to every Tuesday and Thursday night we used to go there right under the lights, and we'd have like pizzas and shit. One night, oh dude, I literally would never fucking forget it. It was like we were divers, like you know that do the synchronized diving together. We got our pizza. Yep, sweet, we're on. Let's go back out. Me and Todd clicked into first gear at the same time, let the clutch out at the same time, hit this PVC pipe a foot apart from each other, and we both just literally everything was the exact same, dude. Just face planted off the old PVC.
Fuck, they are the
PVC
shittest
pipe will
things
get you.
ever.
Oh, dude. But
Yes.
yeah, it is
Watch out for
always
that shit.
it is always the ones that you didn't think are gonna get you that get you. But you're right about
Yeah,
Hurlings,
for
man.
sure.
I spent a week. It was like 4 days filming with Hurlings at the McGrath Ranch, and
yeah.
fuck, I was blown away by that kid's ego. Like it was out of control.
Who?
Jeffrey Hurlings.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never experienced a kid that was like that invincible in his own head. You know what I mean? Like not even just his attitude off the bike, the way he rode on the, like there was nobody there. Like it was just, I think we were doing like a Red Bull shoot. Like I can't even remember exactly what the shoot was. He rolled a fucking Can-Am. Like, he was just this out of control force of nature. And I was just like, who the fuck is this cunt? I just couldn't believe it. But it made sense that he wanted to win every race by an hour.
Yeah, like, it's crazy. I think, to be honest, like, now he's quite settled down a bit and changed a lot compared to what he used to be. Like, it's pretty crazy, like, how much he's probably, like, matured since then. Obviously, like, I wasn't here back then when he was, like, killing it either. I think when I first come, he was the first year in 450 class. So, like, I think that shook him a fair bit, where he went from being, like, the fastest guy ever on a 250 to then stepping up to the 450 guy with, like, a slight injury and then getting, like, 10th place, you know, and struggling. That kind of, like, changed him a fair bit, as I've heard. Like, so
it makes sense.
Yeah, I was never really here or around then when he was, like, at that crazy times. But if you, like, watch one of the videos back from, like, when he was younger, it's just crazy, like, the way he, like, carried on a little bit. You know? Yeah, with some of it you just think, like, oh, for real, like. But at the same time, when you, like, for him, when he's winning by that much, you can just see, like, why he kind of thinks that way as well.
And it feeds
and then
into...
like, just feeding himself the confidence.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, it just feeds into, like, you're like, I think I feel. So he's like, I thinks he's good, then he feels that good, and then he thinks he's good. Like, and it's just this cycle.
Well, it goes back to what we we're talking about before with knowing that you can get on the podium. Like, he knew he could win by a minute. So why wouldn't he? Why would he want to do that?
If it wasn't, then he's not happy about it, you know? So then, like...
And part of that...
he wins by 10 seconds and he's pissed.
Yeah, and part of that, like, he knows he can, is like, oh, well, then I will. And then you do it, and then you know you can a bit more. And it just is this constant thing that just feeds into, you know, that, I guess it's confidence. Just momentum. Yeah.
Yeah, momentum and confidence, just self-confidence going through the roof.
What's the craziest, like, I feel like everyone that's in Europe has just, like, a crazy story of, like, man, I got to this track. Like, Todd has this one story where he said that he got to a track and Hurlings was 10 seconds a lap faster than him. And then he was said to the boys, like, nah. What, a second? Yeah. A tenth? A second? What? 10 seconds? What? Have you got one of those stories where, like, you're just like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Oh, dude, that first year I was here and we were, like, on them Carglass Honda bikes. I think it was, like, full standard 250F. And, like, that was before the new model even come out too. So they were, like, quite slow. And then, like, we're in Lommel one day. I think it's, like, the Friday they don't prep it for, like, 2 days. So it's just insane rough. You go there, it's, like, the only track open on a Friday over here too. So then, like, a lot of people are normally there. And then we rocked up. It's probably the roughest I've ever rode that track. Like, you do 4 laps and your back is just written off. And then he's out there just doing, like, 30s. And, like, the track is that rough, but he's just, like, sitting on top of all the bumps, hopping them, like, just looking like it was that smooth and easy to ride. And then you got guys that are there, they're full-on GP riders, and they do fucking 6 laps and pack it up. They're like, this is a bit heavy today, you know, like, go back in, have a rest, go back out. But he's just out there moto, and, like, I don't know, that just blows you away when you see shit like that, because you think, like, how's that even possible? But, like, you say to him, like, what the hell is going on? He's like, when the track's like that, the faster you ride it, like, the smoother it feels. And, like, it makes sense, but it's that fucking hard to ride it as fast as he does to make it easy,
that's all well and good, mate, but the rest of us can't do it like that.
That's all well and good till you end up over that berm over there.
Yeah. Cartwheeling yourself down the straight that looks like a fucking whoop section.
Yeah, I feel like literally everybody has a story. Like, I feel like Jeffrey Hurlings is Europe's James Stewart.
Yeah. Because
he's just one of those guys where you like, everyone's got this retarded thing. They're like, oh yeah, you see Hurlings do that? Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, but, like, at the same time, like, I've been to the practice track before and he's been there and shit. And I think, like, he kind of, he likes James, you know? Like, he likes the way he was, and if he's win or bin, you know, and, like, Jeffrey he even says himself, like, I'm like James Stewart, you know, I either win by, like, a minute or if I cartwheel it. And then like he's out with his practice mechanic. He's like, oh fuck, film me over this jump. I'll do like a James Stewart adjust of the helmet and shit. Like just fucking like joking around. You know, he's like, I think he probably like likes that type of thing where he looked at James a little bit and sort of got that mindset from it. But yeah, in the end, it's like it's really weird with him because like you can go to the practice track one day, he's like all good, all fine, and then you go the next day or 2 days later and he's like completely different person, you know, like won't even give you the time of day. But like, to be honest, it just depends what day you get him on. Some day he can be like funny as, have a joke around and say shit like that, and then the next day he just doesn't, he's just there to do his job and that's it, you know, and then wants to go home. So it's, like I said, it's just what day you get him on, and he can either be funny or you just don't talk to him at all, you know. It's just different. Like I said, there's so many different people over here with different mentalities. You never know what you're going to get, so.
Yeah, and you just never know, like who's having a shit day. From
Nah,
that,
well, that's-
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like just from the outside, like
Exactly.
that's like one of the biggest things I learned in jiu-jitsu. Like you'd go away from a training and you'd just like bash someone that's like way better than you, and then you're like, oh, I'm a fucking killer. And then you
then the
realize,
next
you just realize he had a shit day. His missus left him, and then the next day you go there and he fucking rapes you, and you're like, oh, I'm not good at all.
You're like, false sense of security here, guys.
Yeah, but
It's no good.
But yeah, you don't know who's having a shit day.
No, you don't know.
Yeah.
Never know what someone's
Except
up
Sammy. Never has a bad day, old
No,
Sammy.
to.
exactly.
Listen, I have a few. Today's been a long day.
Sammy did his bike license today.
I've been doing my L's today. How good that?
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, man. After about a bazillion years of riding bikes, I've decided to get my road license.
What are you going to get?
Well, let's get my license first.
No, but what bike are you going to get? Come on. Oh, wait,
I actually don't know.
get a fucking Ducati like me.
Okay, sure. Sort that out for me.
No, you're Honda Genuine. Look at him go.
Yeah,
Do you like the Spono plug, Jed?
You like that?
Yeah.
Full fucking Spono.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
Got me flannel on, you know how it is.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, yeah, I thought about, you know how you said before that you'd like wish that you'd have a couple young kids to come over and train, spend a couple months, whatever.
Me and Jason coming.
Me and Sammy.
Okay.
Will you give us some training wheels around Lommel?
Listen, I feel like
I would fucking pay, like, how much would you pay to make Sammy do 10 laps of Lommel on a
not
Friday?
happening.
Can't come off the track for 10 laps. Has to do 10
On
laps.
Friday.
On Friday.
Yeah. Fuck.
What's the throwdown? Would you
like,
throw something down
with
for
all
this?
with all the
I
boys.
don't.
With the boys.
That's
That's
with the we'll get a few of the boys there and make sure the track's like super rough, you know.
Make sure I get roughed up a bit. Kind of like the time.
We'll
that
we'll even get Toddy over so he can fucking put you over a berm or something.
Well, here is the toddy story for you. I did that like Naviac.
Oh, this is classic.
The Naviac Transmoto race like last year, and me, Matty McAlpine, and Toby were on a team. The three of us, because I think were you there, Jace?
Nah, I missed that one.
So Jace,
I was jiu-jitsu.
So we were supposed to have like a slow team and a fast team. So me and Jace are normally on the slow team. And then, so anyway, I got put on the team with the two fast boys. And we won, like we qualified first or whatever.
Nah, didn't you just bid on it?
Yeah, we bid on it. That's right. It was a charity thing.
A charity auction.
Anyway, so we charity auctioned and we won. And, they're interviewing Toby and they're like, oh, it's going to be awesome to see you go out first. Toby's like, no, I'm not going out first. I'm sending Sam out first. I'm like, bro, there's 350 bikes behind me or something mental. I don't even know. So anyway, I go and start the race. I lasted until the 18-kilometer mark, and then who do I hear? Beep, 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 beep. Todd. So Todd was in second. He's come around the corner, tried to put me into a tree. And then just like cleared out. And then that was the last time I saw him until he lapped me about 10 laps later.
Fucking hell.
Todd.
Toddy, he's
I'm all
always
about this,
for a good time, that bloke.
I'm all about this fucking Euro trip.
All right, we're off to Lommel next week then. Let's go.
Oh, dude, I'd be that excited to
Yeah,
go to fucking
at the
Lommel.
time, you need to get that exemption.
Yeah, how was that a hard process? Like you would have to go through that with the missus and that, right?
No, well, like to be honest, we were already,
You're already there
like
when
over
it all
here
went
before
down.
it all happened.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think I come back at the start of December. I come back here because we have the training camp January in like Spain, and then Holly flew over mid January, I think, and then did like a trip, and then come back here like the first week of Feb. So like before, we were here before it all happened. And then
You've just been.
I think it
locked in
was
there.
in March. No, well, like in March it all started getting like pretty serious, and then everyone got locked down and all that shit happened, and we were like 5 months doing like nothing at all. So like
Did Belgium get locked down?
yeah, we got locked down for like I think it was 4 to 6 weeks even. Not sure exactly, but like it wasn't really a strict lockdown, you know, like we could still go out running and cycling, go to the supermarket, whatever. Like
Did you just practice
I think
sex
there
pretty
was-
much?
Nah, I wasn't like straight into it, eh? After a while I was getting well practiced, but at the start can't
You just
go
eased
too
in.
hard too early, you know. Yeah, just ease into it.
Yeah, especially when you've only got the one bike, you know, like you can't ruin your practice and your race bike.
No, you gotta fucking take care with that type of thing.
Oh, that's fucking funny. So I don't know where to go from that. I derailed the combo.
Derailed the combo. Good job. But yeah, so
No, but like I said,
so you've just been there the whole time anyway, so it's all good.
yeah.
And yeah,
Really, it's like, for us, it's fine because we already had like our visas and stuff sorted. So it's like not that bad, but I think like Webster, he just flew over to
Yeah.
fill in for that JM Honda, and I caught
Wait,
up
he'll
with him
hang out with
yesterday,
ya?
but like,
He's a fucking
Yeah,
lord,
he's-
that guy. He's the best. Have you had
he's
much to
in
do with
Lommel.
Kyle? Have you had much to do with him?
yeah, he trains with Ross. So like when I went home, he was like staying with Ross a bit and stuff like that. So like I know him quite well already. And then
Apart from him
do
being
you know
vegan.
Dylan Walsh?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh, he's on the
also
same
here in
team,
Lommel.
right?
He's doing JM Honda as well. So like
That's
Yeah,
right.
there's
On
us
the
three
450,
now.
eh?
Yeah. He's two.
So it's fucking pretty good times here in Lommel.
'Cause he was riding- he was riding for Townley.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
riding
he
over-
was actually.
Yeah, doing Townley shit. Yeah, dude, apart from Kyle being a vegan, he's actually a real good dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, he's awesome. I'm like stoked he got an opportunity to go over there because he was really impressive at Motocross of Nations, man. Like same with Regan. I've actually had some calls from like big people about Regan. Like he really impressed people. Like I obviously wouldn't say, but like he really impressed people for Motocross
That's
of
sick,
Nations,
eh?
and same as Kyle.
Yeah, for sure. You know, like it's like what do they say? It's like the pinnacle of motocross, and you go there and get some good results. It obviously opens a lot of people's eyes. So like for sure, their names are like always in the works with like anywhere, you know. So it's cool like to see these boys get an opportunity, especially like. It gets hard when they're like locked in at home and they can't do anything. But now with the situation being the way it is, there's like no racing at home or anything. So now if there is an opportunity, it's the best time to jump on it, you know?
Totally.
So
We're not risking anything.
for
eh?
Kyle, it's not really. So like for Kyle, he can only gain something out of it, you know?
Yeah.
So it makes like complete sense. And it's not like he's leading a championship at home or something like that. And then he gets the opportunity and then has to make like a tough decision. It's just doing it and getting the most out of it. So for him, that's cool. And to be honest, like now he's in Lommel, so it's even like a bit better because there's also Walsh and myself here. We all speak English. It's just easier to communicate and shit. Like where you go to a team that's like maybe in Italy or something like that, no one really speaks English that much. You can't like go out and have like just a bit of a laugh to like get a coffee or anything, you know, like here. That's the good thing about having Dylan. Like he was always here last year, and then he went home, and like just the difference of like obviously having Holly here this year was like still awesome, just to have someone around. But like the previous year, Holly wasn't here, and I had like Dylan. hang out, run amok, like have good time always. So like now, like when he's back, it's just like also a lot funnier. You know, it just makes for a good time all the time.
Yeah. He's a cool guy. Yeah.
Dude, I actually had a bit of
legend.
got a bit of info on maybe why she's riding so well.
Oh,
Bit of an inside scoop from Townley.
really?
He actually was racing the New Zealand championship on my bike that I set up on the Townley tour.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
That is actually definitely what happened.
That had to. Well, I mean, that's what BT called me, and he's like, "Mate, the way you set up that,
Mate,
Yami,
thanks for setting up that bike for Dylan. Eh?
Just
the way
well.
you set it up,
Nothing like it.
those two clickers, bro, just made the world of difference to his riding. And now look at him
Look at him go. He's just
taking on the world.
really. That's amazing, isn't it?
It's funny, like he's fucking ripping some starts in the GP class. Like
Yeah, he
he's
is.
really
Eh?
missed
I
a
saw him
few
the other day.
races,
Get a
so
hold
like,
of him.
yeah, it's like he's so close to getting one of them Fox boards, and that's all he wants. Like, it's fucking funny. He's like such a good dude. You see him after the moto, he's like maybe rips a second place start or something, holds on for a couple of laps, and then yeah, those boys are like next level fast. So like he drops back to about 10th or 15th or something, and like that's still such a good result in that class.
Yeah.
But like you just speak to him after it, you're like, fuck, you're just ripping starts, and he's like, yeah, just fucking battling it with the boys for a couple laps.
Why don't you,
like he's such a funny guy.
why don't you get Dylan to show you how to do some starts then?
Yeah, I know. Fuck. I said to him, like, fucking hell, tell us what I'm doing
Come on,
wrong.
help
and
us
then,
help us out.
Yeah, help a fucking brother out. But
How many starts
Yeah,
you done? Why are you still shit?
oh, so fucking many, it's unbelievable. But it's like what you can do as many as what you want, you know. But when you go to the race and like
You're scared.
No, it's not like you're scared, but it's like it's completely different to when you do 1,000 starts by yourself, you know. You
Yeah.
fucking
It
whole
was-
shot every one that you do by
It was fun.
yourself.
It was fun. Yeah, you do, don't you?
That is wisdom.
Wisdom.
We just
Absolute
experienced
wisdom.
pure wisdom.
How's the other day? I was looking at Jed's like post. He like posted something on Instagram and and Michael Burns written on there, "Get a start with you," and he wrote on there, "No shit, man."
Yeah. It's not like I'm fucking trying.
Oh, that's so funny, dude.
So good.
No, deliberately just go out there and want to get a fucking shit start, eat rocks the whole race.
And
It's-
crash
it
in the
seems-
first
I
quarter
just
and
fucking
crash in
love
the
it.
first lap.
Yeah.
I live for
Yeah, I
this
just
shit.
fucking love doing that, eh? Just fucking love it.
At least you're learning to come through the pack, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the only positive thing about that. Just
Get to make some
learning
passes.
to
Yeah.
shift some guys out of the way.
You know, there's no. He's like, I just want that RC Hard Charger award.
Yeah.
There isn't one in
bro-
Europe. That's
you're
in
in-
America.
Bro, you're in Europe.
I'll send it from America then. Fuck's sake.
Give me something. I got
Come on, guys. Seriously.
Oh, that's so funny.
That thing that you did, the takeover with the MX store story the other week was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good. I loved
Yeah.
it. It was so good. Like, I had a few people say how cool it was.
I missed it. What happened?
I did like I'll let Jed.
Yeah, Jed, what'd you do?
Jed, what did you do? Tell Jason.
Yeah, like I got like the account of MX Store and did like a bit of a takeover for like day in the life over here. And it's
Yeah.
just like a little bit different of like the workshop, behind the scenes a little bit that you don't like generally get to see when you just like, rock up at the races every weekend. And obviously like Instagram and shit, you only post like photos of what you want to post and what everyone wants to see and shit like that. So it's a little bit behind the scenes of like, all our dirty clothes, like what happens behind, like all our gear set up and
Yeah.
all the factory, like the bike set up, engine rack, like just how different it is. Like,
Yeah,
compared
that's
to,
all
like,
stuff
being
that
at
the
home.
average guy
Yeah,
doesn't.
like inside
yeah.
the truck and inside the
Yeah.
workshop and like their like laundry and like the stacks, all their stacks
Yeah.
of gear and all their stuff. It's sick.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
yeah,
I wish
so
I saw
like
that.
it's just little things that you don't really get to see that often. Like, and even with any any team, they don't really, I don't know, like let that out, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people would be so interested in seeing all that, but at the same time, like no one ever really thinks to share that part of it.
Yeah,
you know
totally,
what I mean? Maybe
100%.
even if the team like posted something about how organized like all their spare parts room is or something like that, like the average person be like, fuck, that looks so sick. Like all the mechanics out there, they love it and like want to see that type of shit, where like all they're getting is photos of us on the track, you know, like they're like, oh fuck, same
which is
photo
cool
this
as
week
well, but
again, this
yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I
Like-
mean, full disclosure, MX Store's a sponsor of ours as well. But man,
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love how well they treat you guys. Like one of the things that if you're a rider that's sponsored by MX Store, like they are going to make your visibility and like add to your career. And that's one of the things that like I've tried to personally do with the podcast is like give people more of like a you know a platform to like actually be themselves and say shit that they
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
say. But man, MX Store
Yeah.
like for a company that just sells shit, the way that they look after guys and like
Way they
want to
go about
promote
it,
you guys, it's so good and it is so insanely necessary in the industry. And I mean, I've wondered what it's like from your perspective as a rider. Like I understand the business side of it, but I mean like day to day for you, like how does that shit actually make your life better as a rider even?
Oh, it's just like when even if you get like a sponsor, it's completely different of how you get a sponsor when you like try to be so professional with doing the sponsorship or just being yourself. And like you said, and with MX Store, like they don't care that you be yourself, you know, they're like an Aussie
Yeah.
brand. They want to help out Australians. So it's so much easier to like, yeah, communicate, relax, and just like even share ideas, shit like that. It's just like it makes such a world of difference. As like you try and get like a sponsorship where you have to be so professional with everything that it's like they're so picky everything you post, or you have to tag them
Yeah.
in everything. You have to do this. Like with MX Store, they're just so flexible and like it's almost easier to work with, and you want to do more for them because it's just so easy.
Yeah.
Where the guys that are just so strict, you have to do this, you have to do that, you almost think it's like an effort to
hard
try
basket.
or to have to do that. You know what I mean? You're like, hey, is that actually for real? Like, and at the same time, yeah, with MX Store, you're like, oh, they don't even care. So like, it's just easy to do
Yeah,
it.
it's
you know?
mellow. It's mellow.
It's like-
it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like they say, oh, try do this or try do that, and just make it your own, like a little bit fun. And instead, you're not getting treated like a robot. Like, oh, do this. Oh, you have to post this time. It has to be posted this way. It's like, yeah, just do whatever you want. It's up to you. Like, it's just cool to build a relationship a little bit like that, and like, just have that flexibility.
It must be cool to have like you're obviously it's something I've never thought about until I saw the way MX Store is working with these boys. But it must be cool to go to Europe. You're in another country and you've got no ties to racing in Australia. Essentially, like forget about that. It must be cool just to have some tie back
Yeah,
to
an
Australia.
Aussie
Like you've got an Aussie company.
Aussie sponsor, yeah.
Yeah, and they're pushing you to the Aussie fan base still because like your biggest fan base will be Aussies. So it's like it makes so much sense. And
100%.
it wasn't until the Motocross of Nations really was the first time where like MX Store, I feel like they put in like a big push to be like really backing the like Aussie riders on that like European
Aussie
sort of
team,
stage. Yeah, and I just thought,
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, man, it must feel good as a rider to be over there. Know you've got some Aussie sponsors that have got you back. Know that you've been still promoted to the Aussie fan base because, yeah, you're right. Like when you're posting and shit like that, like it's different times. You're on a different time zone. Like it is it is
100%.
different. So like, man, I think it's awesome what they do. Like it really stokes me out that that's the vision that they've got, you know?
Totally. You know what else stokes me out?
What?
Jed's mullet.
Yeah, I'm
It's
like,
good, isn't it?
how long are you keeping the beard for too? Are you going to really try and have a crack
Oh
at it?
yeah, well.
I wanna
all the
see it
boys,
out the
they just
helmet
keep
on one of
telling
your
me
whole
that I need to
shots.
shave it off.
Don't do it.
I would like to get it out the bottom of the helmet, but I don't think it's going to grow that much. Takes way too long, this shit. But
Mine's out the bottom of the helmet now.
Yours is fucking pretty solid. Yeah, that's pretty solid. But mine, yeah, it's not going anywhere. But the boys are on me back about shaving the beard off all the time. But
Keep it, eh?
They even start. I don't know. It's a little bit patchy and stuff. So
It looks
doesn't look the best.
It looks very Tassie farmer,
Yeah, but that's all right.
which is what you are.
Like I said, in Latvia, when I fucking got my teeth smashed out by a rock on the second lap, I was like, well, I pretty much fit into the equivalent situation at the moment, don't I? Shit beard, mullet, and fucking no teeth.
Oh, fucking hell. You're not a model, mate. Like, you know what you're not here to win
and that's what
beauty
I mean.
pageants.
Going back to the sponsorship thing, I'm no fucking ambassador, am I? I'm more of just some Aussie bogan, aren't I?
Well, man, I don't think.
Yeah, but you're our Aussie bogan.
Yeah, you're
ours.
Yeah.
It's what it's the only thing that matters.
Oh, I'm all about it. Man, most people don't know like how gnarly you guys grew up. Like, you guys had a crazy upbringing in terms of, you want to talk about Aussie bogans. I don't even know if you could call you guys Aussie bogans.
Oh, probably not. But, it's like, yeah, we grew up tough, but in the end of the day, like, now, like, I think about it way more now than what I ever did, like, coming here. I think, like, if we didn't grow up that way, like, so much shit would be way harder.
Well, explain
Where,
to
like-
people that have
like
never
as-
got a visual of how you guys grew up. It was fucking crazy. Like, even when you were racing juniors to be so good, and like you'd always hear like, yeah, these guys, like, they just live fucking out the back.
Out the back of out the back of out the back.
They live like way
Yeah.
out the back, and like
Yeah.
Ty Simmons similar, but like, yeah, maybe just
Yeah.
fill people in on even like how you guys grew up, because it's an incredible story.
Yeah, like, it's not, it's sort of like, you don't ever forget about it, but it's like you live the type of moment where you are now, and you sort of like appreciate that it happened when you really think about it. But yeah, like, when we grew up, we had like, not much. We had a generator for power, obviously, like a long drop. Not many people would like live that way, kind of thing. Our dad built our house, and there was like parts of it that weren't finished. He just had plastic on, and the front half
He built
is
it out
like
of rock. He
finished off
built
with
it out of
rocks.
rocks.
Yeah.
Built it
Yeah,
out of
rocks,
rocks
and then like
So sick.
trees and shit that he like fell from like around the area. He's like, oh fuck, that'd be good for the house. Turn it into like the framing part of it. Built a ladder out of wood. Like, just did all his own unique sort of shit. It was, I don't know. It'd be nice if he had the time to finish it off, but it's I go back to there to this day, and it's still the same as when we were living there. And like, I actually enjoy going back there because it brings back so many good memories. But yeah, like, we didn't really have that much. So for us, we had a bike, a set of gear, helmet. We had a track, and that's pretty much all we did when we were young. Like, just went out, burnt fuel, got bored, went out, burnt more fuel. It was pissing down rain, we were still bored, so we'd go out and burn fuel. Like, it was just that type of thing. We were just fucking always doing that. You just don't realise, really. Like, I remember being probably like 12 years old, just going to a friend's house, and then you walk into their bedroom, they flick the light on, you're like, fucking hell, that's pretty good. Like, yeah, go
Dude,
sit
I remember
there, play PlayStation.
I remember staying
Crazy.
there. I remember staying there like way back in the day, and Ross is like, oh, plug your phone in for a minute because the Jenny will go off in like 10 minutes or whatever. It was whatever the time was. It was like, oh, we've only got 10 minutes left of power, so just like plug your phone in because you'll need it in the morning or whatever. And I was just like, what? But man, that place is so sick. Like, I remember I went back there, like, it was ages ago now, but like even maybe like 5 years ago I went there. Actually, it was when Rat bought that YZ250 two-banger that you borrowed off me for a little bit.
Yeah.
And he took it back to Tassie for me, remember? And, And he had it, and I went, so I drove up from Hobart to pick it up, and I walked in there, and Rat, who's
Yeah.
Jed's dad, he's like, yeah, she hasn't changed much, has she? We're sitting down having a cup of tea in the lounge room, and he's like, you remember this? I'm like, mate, it looks like the day I walked out of here when I was like 18, like, you know, like it had been 10 years since I'd been in the place. But man, it's such a unique and awesome place. Like, I nearly feel like you need to build a big fence around it so no one ever touches it, you know? Like, it's so sick. Like, the place is unreal.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's crazy though. Like, I remember, like I said, being young, and then you're almost like scared to invite your friends over because you don't know what they're going to think of it, you know? And then like they come in and that it's so different that they actually like enjoy it. They're like, oh, fuck, this is like pretty cool, you know? So like we'd always like be scared to invite friends, but then the ones that we did invite, they'd be back every fucking weekend and like bring their bikes, they'd ride. Like, it's just crazy the way like it happened. Like being from one extreme to the other where you're like, oh fuck, they're gonna hate this place, so I'm like scared to invite them, but then they just like get dropped off for like in school holidays. We used to have kids that would come and stay for like 2 weeks straight, 3 weeks straight, just get dropped off with their fuel can and their bikes and just stay. And I think, to be honest, the parents used to hate it because we'd do so much riding. They'd get their bikes back and they're just fucked.
Be worn out.
Just shit everywhere. They're like, oh, why did we do that, you know?
It was so funny. Like, I remember the first time I ever went there, like I walked around the house and I was like, you guys must have been out riding or something. And I showed up. I walked around the front and Ross was riding for Honda at the time. And I walked around the front of the house and there's just like 4 factory Hondas just like leant up against the side of the house. And you boys were like out in the bush somewhere with like a backhoe, like trying to shape up a jump or something. I was just like, man, this is unreal. So sick.
No, it was good times. I just remember we never had that much. So like all the guys that would come like and drop their kids off, I remember they'd just come with like a 60-litre drum of diesel for our generator and shit like that, just for looking after their kids and stuff, you know? Like when you think
Keep
back
the power
to that,
going,
it's pretty crazy. Yeah, exactly. And then like we got it sponsored one year from the local petrol station. They give us like a 44-gallon drum full of fuel, and like Dad would mix it up for us and we'd go ride. And then it lasted us, I think, 2 weeks, and we took it back empty, and they're like, fucking hell, what are you doing? Like, we just
how you burning that much fuel?
Oh, that's awesome.
Exactly. We just rode flat out. So
it was so funny. And then like
yeah.
I remember you had that little shed down the road or whatever, and I lent, but when when Jed was like between rides or whatever, he borrowed that YZ250 of mine. That's it, that was in your parents' shed, and I've actually still got that bike. And I lent it to Jed for a few weeks or whatever, and it come back, and the thing was like brand new. And Rat goes to me, oh, I've done this. He's like this list of all this stuff that he'd fixed on it because he'd like got it and he had all the parts or whatever, and gave it back to me. I was like, man, you can borrow this thing whenever you like.
Can you borrow this bike again in 6 months?
Yeah. He loves it. Like that's the same thing. Like he would always do as much as he could for like the kids that come and stayed and stuff.
Definitely.
Like if they busted up their bike, he'd be trying to fix it for them and stuff. So like, I think everyone loved him for that reason. Just being the way he is, he's fucking I don't know,
shit
he's
and just
a
doing
funny
whatever.
guy.
Dude, I remember
just living his best life.
Dude, I remember like we literally grew up on the opposite end of Australia. Like I grew up in Cairns, you guys are in Tassie.
Yeah.
But like we used to, I remember the boys would come back like Toddy and Jats and Wade Hunter and like Toddy and they'd all come back from the junior nationals, and then like we'd just hear stories of your old boy and like how much of a fucking lord he was.
Biggest legend
And, like,
ever.
But it was just constant, and then like everywhere you went, you're like, fucking the boys down in Tassie, like they got no power, they just fucking ride all day, like it's just this crazy. And then you boys were just shredding. It was like, I just think that's so cool because you can't get that shit back, and it's like all the stuff that you would have learned, and like it's cool you say that, man, because when you do come from a family and you don't have what other kids have, you do get, there is like a self-conscious thing that goes on to where you're like, oh, we're different, or we're poor, or we don't have this, or we don't have that. But then, you're right. Like,
yeah, but you had so much other shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you had the rattler to fix all your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know how he put up with us when we were growing up, but he was like, I don't know, he copped a lot of shit from Ross and I, and then like we'd just, I don't know, I could go on so much with the stories about him, but it's not like you go to motocross and like no one knows Rat.
Everyone knows
you
Rat.
can go to like, you can go to the Australian motocross and you're like, oh, you know Rat? Yeah. Good bloke, boys. Oh yeah, he fixed this for me one time. Oh, you remember what he did there, or done something? Like, it's just funny. It's so crazy. But then like, they come over here. I think it was last year, and like I don't know. Like I said, it's completely different over here of how much more serious they take it and stuff like that. And obviously back home, like most of the teams and everyone loved Rat. Like just thought he was funny as. But then like. Yeah, you come here and you got like the big bosses of like Husky and KTM there, and you go to like some family dinner as they call it, and then I'm like, oh fuck, here we go, like Rat's here with us, and he never ever drinks, and then you get like one beer or one champagne into him, and he just fucking loses it, you know. So he's sitting at this table in like Italy somewhere. I think we're in Arco or something. They were there, just all the big bosses around. He's fucking carrying on like a dickhead, and I'm just sitting across the like. They had me sitting on a different table because I had to be with the riders, and I could hear him fucking carrying on from over there. So I'm just like giving mum the look, like fucking tell that dickhead to shut up, like get him under control. And mum's just sitting there like,
Pull the reins, Jane. Pull the
reins. Mum's like, I can't do anything.
He's scored. He's lost. He's in fifth. But he's quick fifth, like and we've lost him.
All the guys, like, they still think he's funny, but at the same time, I'm just like, fucking hell, trying to keep him under control. It's just funny as.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, it is cool. And, like, then to do what you've done, like, I feel like it just gives you this, without even, like, you wouldn't even have realised it at the time, but to, like, live the way that you guys did, to grow up the way that you did, the advantage that you've got now going into, like, adult life and life as a factory rider, and like you'd be so grateful for so many things that other people like the shit that people take for granted, like turning a fucking light switch on. It's like you will exactly. Like you'll never lose that now. Like you're always going to be so appreciative of the shit that you get. And it was so cool,
I guess, like how, like, you know, you did that, and then that was when you were really young, and then Ross, I guess, sort of got to where he got to with racing, so he sort of paved the way a little bit for you and could, you know, like, I guess, guide you a little bit through all of that as well. So, you know,
100%. Like Ross played, he played like a huge part in where I am now. Obviously, Rat being the way he was, like he never pushed us a day in our life to like do what we wanted to do. He was just like, yeah, fuck, do whatever you want. Like, I remember being like 10, 12 years old, pulling in from races and just saying, I can't be bothered racing this race. And no worries, you know, like, just fucking pack her up. Oh, good. Doesn't care, you know, like, all good, we'll just go back to Tassie tomorrow. We only spent fucking all our money to get here. It's all right, though. Like, he just doesn't care, like, didn't push us a day in our life. And then when I started taking it serious, Ross obviously helped. He taught me how to train and everything like that. So, and then for sure he like just guided me in a way. I think he always wanted me to do, like, he had a vision himself, but then didn't get to achieve it. So he wanted me to do what he kind of set out to do as well. So like, I'm kind of lucky that he was there pushing me in that type of way. And, just trying to help me, because in the end of the day, like, I think he's just as happy or just as proud to know that I'm over here doing it than like what he would be himself, you know?
Yeah.
So,
100%.
He lives it like nearly just as much as what I do. So I for sure we're super, super close, but it's not like we message each other every day or anything like that. But I know that as soon as I hit the track, I'm sure he's on his phone, like watching live timing. And then as soon as the race is on, he's already watching. And like, that's the cool thing about it. Like, I think he just lives it. And like, no matter how long I do it, he'll always be living it with me. So even if he's not here, it's still cool that like he's involved in like any way possible, you know?
Yeah. Well, you probably had this thing where it's like right up until the point where it mattered, you had like the perfect mini dad that didn't give a fuck. And then as soon as you needed
Yes.
like
Yeah, you had the
real
older-
dad,
yeah.
like the real fucking guy that's like, righto, bro, it's time to do motos. You had Ross there.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you had the perfect storm to where you were young enough to just
Yeah.
keep having fun, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I think like when I started getting serious, it was like I think I was 15 to 16. Yeah, Rat still didn't care, but like Ross was like pretty much on my case all the time. And like I remember going like 40 minutes cycling or something like that and being like, oh, that's the most I've ever done. And then Ross just grinding me like, you fucking doing nothing, you know, like you just joking around at the moment. I'm like, yeah, fuck. Like,
Is that pretty much when you sort of started taking it seriously, around 15?
yeah, probably 15, 16 is like when I got the opportunity to step up to under 19s and ride for Bishop.
Yeah.
Ross like pushed so hard to get me that ride because like I was quite young. I could have done juniors another year because I turned 16 in January, so I could have done that whole year in juniors.
Yeah.
And Ross was just more like he pushed so hard to get me on there that he didn't want me to fuck around and just do what I was doing
Yeah.
anymore. He like made me take it way more serious than what I should have and everything like that. So to be honest, it was a little bit like of a blessing in disguise that he was pushing me that way because otherwise I probably wouldn't have done it the way I did it, you know. Like I probably would have stayed another year in juniors, tried to just ride around. Like Rat would never give any type of direction of what way I should go. He'd be just like, yeah, whatever you want, all good. Like, so to be honest, like Ross just like I think he'd finished racing at that point and he was just doing full-time work. So he was like always on my case, but he wasn't there. And then I talked him back into getting a bike and like riding and stuff again. And then like he full on started training with me and then like teaching me like pretty much everything, how to do it. And
That's when he
just followed
sort
me
of-
along the way.
Because he was sort of going to make a bit of a comeback at that point, I think, wasn't he? He was like thinking about
Yeah.
coming back and
Yeah, no, well, he got a ride with DPH.
That's
and
right.
like
Yeah.
the funniest thing about that is like we were sitting. I think I just signed with Serco. I'm pretty sure, and we were just like Ross was full time.
Oh, he's getting a phone call.
He's getting a
Sorry,
phone call.
that's that phone call again.
yeah.
And then I was saying with Ross, we were sitting at like some Yamaha dinner, and someone said to him like, "Oh, I heard you're been talking to DPH." And Ross was like, "Oh, really? Like that's the first time I've ever heard of that." Like, sort of laughed about it. And then like a couple of weeks later, we went to like a Melbourne. I think it was the Melbourne Supercross. So it was at like Coolum, and then the Melbourne Supercross was after. And then like Dale and Ross were talking, and Ross was like, "Oh, how funny is that? Like I heard some story the other day that I was like talking to you and we were trying to sort out a ride for next year." And then Dale was like, "Oh, really? Like that's weird. Like never heard anything about it." And then like I don't know, 4 weeks later, Dale was like rang him back and was like, "Yeah, that thing we were talking about, you like interested or what's going on?" And he's
That's
like,
so sick.
"Oh yeah, could possibly happen, you know." And then like it all just happened so quick, and we were like, "Oh fucking hell, Ross is gonna race again." And then like he fully got a bike, started training with me flat out again. Like he was going super fast as well. But then like I think it was 1 or 2 weeks before the first round, he crashed and broke his femur like training.
Right.
And then he after that like he was like, "Oh fuck this, like I had a good job, like I could have just kept doing that, like not injury." And then like it sort of fucked him up a little bit in that way. But then like a couple weeks went by and he started coming to the track with me like every day and just like being on the pit board and helping out. And I think that's where he got like most of it, that he enjoyed helping me. Is like we'd go to the track and we'd do 30s and then we'd like try and work on the smallest shit and like see progress, and he was like loving it.
Yeah.
So like he kind of
Found his own passion.
he's kind of found his yeah, a little bit like that's why he's still doing it now, you know, like he loves trying to find like the little improvements and stuff like that. So like he kind of found that way, and then he still was training and stuff, but then like he tried to come back after the halfway break, I think, and just like, yeah, didn't have nowhere near enough bike time or training. So he was kind of like his last go at it, he was like, fuck that after this year, and like packed it up, and he's like, I'll just do like training now and like help you and try help a few other guys and stuff. So like from where that all started to now, where he's trains like a heap of dudes, and like I for sure think he's one of the best coaches in Australia or like around. So for sure, like it's come a long way since then. And yeah, I think that's also pretty cool to see how he's going at doing that as well. So I think like you said, he's found what he enjoys doing. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's just cool to see too that, you know, he almost gets you into the serious shit and, you know, helps your career start, and then through that it sort of reignites like his, you know, career in a way. Like it's
passion again.
It really has worked out for both of you guys. It's fucking pretty cool to see, man.
Yeah, like it's cool. Like, you know, it's, I think, I don't know, even when you go to the podium and stuff and you just think like, oh fuck, like my family can't actually be here to like be pumped with me, you know, like I'm so pumped at the same time, but then you're like, oh fuck, who do I actually celebrate? You celebrate with your team, but it's not like you celebrate with your family, you know. It's like quite a big achievement to like try and get up there, and then you're so happy, you're like, oh fuck, they're at home watching on the TV, but at the same time, you know, like you're making them proud. So that's also like I don't know, a huge thing. Like when you get in, it's like a huge ball of emotions, so like ball up inside, because you're like, oh fuck, they're just watching from at home, but I know they're like pumped for me, and you just wish that they could be there to like just give a big hug or something, you know.
Yeah, well, man, like honestly, you're making us proud as fuck. Like everybody is so stoked for you. It's been, and like I love moto, but I don't have a reason to want to stay up, you know, but it's like guys like you and Jack and Mitch and like that we have got the boys are over there right now.
Boys are doing it.
And like, man, like I can tell you that you getting on a podium of the MXGP, like MX2 class, is a massive deal, man. It's like you should be so proud, and you should know that it makes so many people in Australia pumped. Like it's fucking unreal what you're doing.
Yeah, like that's cool. Like I know that like people get into it back home, and it's like that's half the reason too why you like get so much more motivation as well to like try and go for the top step, because you think like how pumped people would be for at home if you were to be up there, you know. So
we've got a whole country,
I think, like
behind you.
And the thing is too, like it's not even like, this is the coolest part of it too, is that it's not like, oh, how sick would it be if Jed got on the podium?
Yeah.
Or how sick would it be if he got a win? It's like, no, he fucking should.
Yeah.
Like,
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna like,
Yeah.
like I feel like we're all watching every weekend because we know that there's like a massive chance that you get a shit start and disappoint. Nah.
yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I come in from the first moto and I'm like, fuck, I can't believe the boys all stayed up and watched that. That's what I'm doing. You know, I sit there and think like, oh, fucking hell, the poor people that stayed up and watched it. Like, I fucking feel sorry for them.
Oh, all these guys are going to be late to work on Monday for this.
Yeah, all for this.
No, but
so sick, dude. Like,
but yeah, seriously, it's fucking insane. And like every single time that there is an MXGP on, we can all turn on the TV and have a pretty fucking good feeling that one of you boys can get on the box or get a win. And like,
yeah,
man,
that's what's so cool about the Aussies. Yeah, about 100%. Like how many Aussies are over here at the moment. Like it's like cool because you're actually interested in watching it, you know. Like that's the same as F1. We're interested in how Ricardo goes all the time. Same as MotoGP, Miller. It's like we've got like people in like different sports that you're all interested in, you know. It's kind of cool to see that now, and it's even better for like Australian fans like even with the time difference and stuff, how they stay up and they're into it
Yeah.
because like, yeah, in the end of the day, the people that are like, you can watch something and be like, oh, that's cool, like, yeah, MotoGP or F1. But if you're not going for anyone in it, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this
It's
is
sorta-
kind of shit, you know. Like,
It's
it
kind
doesn't.
of you can watch it, but it's kind of empty.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
empty. It's
Yeah.
hollow.
Where you
Hollow.
like, where you're sitting there, you're like, oh fuck, I want the Aussies to go good or something like that. Like I'm sitting there on race day, like saying, like, fuck it, I wonder how Jack's going in MotoGP. You know, like,
Yeah,
Yeah, because you got a horse in the
you
race,
just-
you know.
yeah, you got someone else that you're like, oh fuck, I hope he does good. It's not like, oh yeah, they can do good. It's like, yeah, I fucking want him to do good. So that in a different way, when you're watching it, it's like completely different.
yeah. And I'll tell you what, you couldn't have a better rep for Oz than Jed Beaton. Like, let's be
Wait,
honest.
Jed
like,
Beaton- Jed
Beaton,
Beaton,
Jack
Jack
Miller. Done. We're done. We're good.
Tassie and Townsville.
Yeah, the mayor of
Yeah,
the mayor of Gumlo, and then the old back at Tassie boy.
What's it called? What's it called out where your place is in Tassie?
Beulah.
Beulah, that's
Beulah.
right.
The Beulah boy
Beulah.
and the mayor of Gumlo.
Oh,
Beulah.
I think a maximum like 20 people live there. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
It's like
Population 8.
it's like
Population the Beatons.
or like literally you drive along
Yeah.
the highway, you get to a bakery and you turn left and then you just drive for ages and then you get there.
Inland.
Yeah. Away from everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
So good.
Well, mate, we just did a cheeky little 2 hours, so I'm sure you've got like that
Yeah.
shit that dudes that ride good do.
Yeah.
And then me and
Probably got
Nah,
things to do.
I've
Vince.
got a pretty easy day today, so it's good timing.
no, it was honestly just good to have a bit of a shit talk, mate. I know that you probably don't get a chance to just talk shit.
Oh, well, yeah, that's what I mean. I don't get to do it that often anymore. So 2 hours of just doing fuck all and talking shit is a good
Well,
thing.
let's do it again.
Yeah. Get on the
Yeah,
box,
oh,
mate,
we
because
can
we
do
only
that.
we only reward good behaviour.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
we
Good
reward.
starts. We were rewarding good starts.
Where were you fucking ringing me when I was in 12?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking
Nowhere.
hell. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't calling
Oi,
me out.
fair weather fans.
Hey, you ain't calling me
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
Yeah, but let's do it again real soon. Like we'll get a report
No.
for the next couple of races.
Yeah, no, be good times.
Yeah, no, I'm down, mate. Whenever we're just fucking
Yeah.
now that.
We're actually just real disorganized.
Yeah, I was
ourselves,
gonna
to be really
say
honest.
it's really just the fact that it's just constantly fucking around.
That's why the whole time we're like when we're doing the race companions for the like AMA. Jason's like, we should just do every round of MXGP. I'm like, bro, do you honestly think that's gonna happen? Like, you can fool yourself into thinking we're gonna do that, but there's not a chance.
Yeah, no, 100%. I've had so many people comment on like YouTube. Every YouTube video is like, do an MX companion, do an MX companion. And I'm just like, fuck, man, they take so long.
Yeah,
it's
but
literally
we
like a
need to-
12-hour process.
But we need to figure out like when there's one that's got like a good time slot.
Yeah, well, I think we just need to. The problem is, Jed, is that we're fucking we're riding these days.
Yeah, we'll see,
Like we've
like,
actually
We're semi-professional riders.
We're-
Priorities. You got
we're
fucking other priorities.
Exactly.
we are full on weekend warriors at this point. Like
We've
literally
even been
weekend
going on
warriors.
Thursdays, man. It's super
Nothing better.
weird. Yeah.
So yeah, there's no rock star shit going on. It's just straight like riding tired.
Yeah, riding, then
Yeah.
tired.
But no, we do
Yes.
need to just let me know like if you feel like getting a good start, and then just text us, and then like because
Yeah, no problem,
honestly.
no problem.
If we pulled the trigger and we're like, righto, Sammy, we'll go in, we'll do MX Companion, and then we just see Jeff, tuck the front. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, cool, stream's
Yeah,
done,
fuck,
see you
don't do
boys.
that.
We're
Yeah,
done.
Yeah, catch you later.
No, I got a good feeling about these next few starts, mate.
Same.
Got a real good feeling.
We're on now. We're definitely
Yeah,
on.
just
About a bit
fucking
of-
start ripping them.
You've had a bit of Aussie banter this week. I
That'll
feel like
fuel
you
you
know,
up.
Yeah, we've
more relaxed, and then just a bit of fucking fuel to the fire.
That's it, man. That's it.
Bit-
Yeah, let's do this again soon.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah,
keen.
100%.
But yeah, man, thanks so much for making the time and just being the coolest cunt. Like, essentially, like that's really all you can say. Don't shave your beard. Keep being a mad dog.
Yeah, keep that mullet flapping out.
I'll
the
try
back.
to keep it running. Oh, fucking oath. They're getting pissed, but I'm keeping it. They keep hitting me up like, oh, when are you getting a haircut? Yeah, I'm not. Oh, okay. It's like-
They've been
it's
doing
like
that
they're
to Toby
saying,
for like
"Fucking
5
cut
years.
your hair." Yeah, fuck. It's like they're saying, yeah, you go get a haircut. Even the team manager, he's like, yeah, my missus is a hairdresser. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. I'll just keep running it.
Oh, that's so good.
it.
All right, dude, you're a lord. Thanks so much,
Brother,
man. I'll talk
have a
to you
good
soon.
day.
No worries. Yeah, you too. Have a good night. Thanks, boys.
See
See you,
man.
mate.